Do you often leave work feeling like you've had just about enough and promise yourself to look for another job? Maybe it's one of your birthday wishes every year or a New Year's resolution. Do you have a histrionic coworker who likes to spread her stress around by flustering everybody and rolling her eyes so far back that you wonder if she's trying to look for her brain? Or your other coworker who bosses everybody around and fails to realize that he's not actually anybody's boss, but for some reason, nobody dares bring this little point to his attention. He's not the most popular person around, but he doesn't care and gets away with it. Have you ever been asked deeply personal questions by friends and family such as why don't you get married or why don't you have kids? Have you ever experienced a situation when a coworker lied to you or didn't give you enough information about a task and then complained to your boss about your performance? As if the job itself isn't stressful enough. It's hard to believe, but these are all instances of bullying and harassment, even if there's no direct aggression involved. Some are more subtle than others, but no less damaging to your self-esteem and well-being. People deal with bullying in different ways. We are all different, and there's no one-size-fits-all strategy that works in every situation. Some people make the lives of their close friends or significant other a living hell by complaining all the time, while others bottle it all inside. Some let off steam by passing a judiciously timed passive-aggressive comment every now and then, while others lose their temper and escalate the situation. A lot also depends on who the perpetrator of bullying is. After all, you can't treat your boss in exactly the same way as you might treat your troglodyte coworker. But one thing is certain. Any measured approach needs groundwork, and that groundwork begins from within. Dealing with bullies needs restraint and a clear head, and those only come through awareness and understanding. Let's see if we can analyze bullies and come up with a strategy that can make your life a little easier. Close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. When dealing with bullies, you have an important decision to make. Whether to stand up to them or take it on the chin and not let them rattle you. Bullies are deeply insecure souls, and their behavior serves as a defense mechanism. In their pathetic way, they try to get validation and feel a sense of worth by putting others down. This usually means that they won't stop unless they're stopped. But on the flip side, it's usually very easy to find a chink in their armor and use it to break them. Your personality will play a huge part in how you decide to deal with them, but if you can, it's always best to stand up to bullies rather than tolerate them. If you're one of those people that always gets tongue-tied when bullied and can't think of anything to say, but then spends hours if not days to replay the scene in their head and think of witty comebacks, please stop. You're only hurting yourself. All the time you spend in the shower, working yourself up and exchanging insults with imaginary adversaries isn't going to do you any good. All the sleepless nights you lay awake, cursing yourself for the things you should have said will not help you next time. Most people think unless they can come up with a witty and soul-shattering comeback on the spot, they shouldn't say anything. So they stay silent because they're not sarcastic enough. Others are afraid of making a scene. They'd rather torture themselves in their solitude than raise their voice. It's vitally important for you to understand that to stand up for yourself, you neither have to be Oscar Wilde nor Tyson Fury. You only need to stay calm. It doesn't take much to break a bully. Imagine you're sitting in the office. Everything seems like usual. Dull. Bright. Sterile. Neutral. But there is one major difference. Today, you are going to put a stop to the bullying. Your bully coworker comes over with a stupid grin on his face and makes one of his usual remarks. For him, it's business as usual and he doesn't suspect a thing. You have the element of surprise on your side. If you can think of a sarcastic comeback, by all means, deliver it with feeling. But if you're shy and reserved by nature and can't think of a sarcastic comeback, stay calm, look him in the eye, and tell him in a serious tone that you don't appreciate his behavior and deem it as rude. This may seem like a weak response to you, but you couldn't be more wrong. You're fighting back. This works especially well if there are other people around. This way, you're turning the tables on the bully. Now he has to adapt to the new situation. After all, he was expecting a timid smile, not resistance. Sometimes, bullies, when met with resistance, try to save face by putting on a show of innocence. They look at others, laugh and say they were only joking and it was just banter and a bit of fun. Or they act shocked and try to make you look like a crazy person for taking them seriously. If that happens, tell him that you don't mind a bit of fun as long as the other person is actually funny, and that is clearly not the case here. Suggest that maybe he was misinformed about his sense of humor. This is usually enough to stop most casual bullies. They know from now on not to target you anymore. Bullies are terrified of looking like fools, and that's exactly what you did here. Sometimes, bullies get irritated when challenged and lash out. Dealing with this group is more tricky. You need to have some empathy. After all, something must have happened in their lives to make them this way. If you have an audience, ask them what it was. Who hurt you? What happened to you that made you so nasty and bitter? Inject a tone of concern and pity in your voice if you can. When all is said and done, pity is the natural emotion towards bullies. If you're in the mood, tell them that you know a good therapist if they ever decided to work on their issues. But also remember that there's a thin line separating the bully and bullied. Don't cross it. Don't attack a person's appearance or anything else they have no control over. You're attacking the behavior, not the person. It's easy for the bullied to turn into a bully themselves, so be on the lookout. You may think you're incapable of standing up for yourself. Maybe you feel you don't have the confidence to speak up. Maybe your voice breaks and you begin to shake. Or you tear up and want to cry. You feel vulnerable. But know that there is no difference between you and those who seem confident. They have a head, probably 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth. They're just as human as you are. Did their parents do something different? Did they feed them more vegetables or vitamins? Were they richer or poorer? Did they have more siblings? Maybe, but the most likely reason is that they had more practice. You cannot change the past, but you can try to stand up for yourself. Sometimes, you have to pretend and fake confidence. Imagine your body is protected by a bully-proof vest. You have the power to hear anything and everything and not give a damn. Insults and taunts bounce off it like water off a duck's back. Feel its embracing warmth around your body. It reminds you that nobody is important enough or capable enough to break through your armor and hurt you. Your mental health is the most important thing in the world. Life is like a movie. You're not just the lead character, the main role, the superstar, but you're also the scriptwriter. Others are just extras on the set. You're not their parent. You don't have to care what they think. You write the script and you play your role, and if that means giving an extra a piece of your mind in a scene, that is what you do. Once the scene is done, you go back to your real self and leave all the judgments and comments to people with less interesting lives than yours. Take a breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. If your fighting back strategy didn't work at first, don't give up. Life is full of bullies and practice makes perfect. You'll get it just right the next time. Or the time after that. Even if you decide not to speak up, you still have your bully-proof vest on. Nobody can take that away from you. Open your eyes. You will never feel sorry for yourself again.